try to educate you a little bit on the martial arts. The most popular form today is basically karate. And the word karate is broken down into two basic words. Kara, meaning empty, and te, meaning hand. Empty hand fighting. It basically originated in the northern province of China. The Japanese call a man by the name of Habermel, or a man by the name of Habermel who was coming across from India, across the Himalayan mountains to teach the Buddhist religion, landed up in a Shaolin temple in the northern province of China. And while he was there teaching the Buddhist religion, he found that many of the monks were very, very tired. They fell asleep during lectures. They physically were not in good shape. So he devised a set of 18 hand movements, which he took off some of the birds and animals, and he had these monks work with these movements. And as these movements evolved, they became actually self-defense movements. And the monks, traveling and migrating through Southeast Asia, had influences on many different styles of martial arts as we know today, such as Taekwondo, which is a name given to the Korean martial arts, the Chinese Kung Fu, which has basically 200 different variations, the form of karate, which is Shotokan karate, or Ishin-ryu, Goju-ryu, many of the Ryu systems which are Japanese influence. As a matter of fact, many people probably be surprised, the adults would be surprised to know that the Japanese only got karate in 1922. The samurai were the ones that basically were the martial artists in Japan all during the early days. And we in the United States basically found the martial arts by having our people go overseas in different campaigns in Southeast Asia, and they picked up different styles and brought it back to the United States. And we, being a nation of models anyway, decided to take bits and pieces from many different styles and combine them together so we can make up our own basic styles that fits us. And that's basically why we as individuals here practice a system called American Kenpo Karate. It was developed by the name of Mr. Ed Parker, who recently passed away about a year ago. And Mr. Parker, who spent his life in martial arts, a good 40-some years teaching, took the system and Americanized it so that the people in this nation could take what they produce from physical structure and psychological structure and put it together. Now what we're going to do right now is just basically show you a few movements that you can use as far as karate training. What I first want to do, guys, is let you know, do not practice at home with your parents. Small animals, you know, dogs, cats, whatever you have. We've done a lot of demonstrations in. There are basically 100 different parts of the body you can use as a weapon. So literally a walking arsenal when it comes to martial art techniques. We're just going to demonstrate a few techniques to you now, and then we're going to go and show you how we put this together in a self-defense form, how they can be applied in a realistic application if you have to defend yourself. We're just trying to pick out guys here and there, and we'll put this together. First, if we look at our bodies physically, we're going to find the longest part of the body is the leg. It's longer and stronger. That way, you have more of a chance of hitting a person before they hit you. If we were to reach out, if Rich was to throw a kick to my knee, as the kick comes in, he has a greater chance of getting me first before I get him. Right? Also, the leg contains more power, so therefore, if you're physically smaller than someone, you can basically bounce or have even more power than somebody who's a lot bigger than you are. We're going to demonstrate a few kicks here. The first one being a shuffle or front snap kick. Ray's going to demonstrate a front snap kick first. This kick could be applied to the knee, to the stomach, possibly to the face if you're doing a martial art movement. But basically for self-defense, we always do it low level. Knee, groin, stomach, etc. Alright, we can also do the same kick off the front foot. You can shuffle up and throw the kick leading in with it. Therefore, if he gets his hands in position, he can follow through with punching combinations. Alright, once again, these kicks can be applied low level, at a medium level, or high. You see the martial art techniques done high because they look like movements, but for self-defense, they're always done low. Alright, Rich is going to demonstrate a wheel kick. Now, if somebody can't come around and throw a front line kick, the person's turned sideways, we're going to throw circular kicks, so we can work straight lines and circles. This is called a shuffle wheel kick. First, stomach level. Shuffle wheel to the stomach. Right to the face. demonstrate the same basic type of kick, but now coming off the rear foot. It's called a roundhouse kick. So Rich is going to come around off the rear foot now, and this is usually the follow-up. In case we throw some hand techniques first, you may then follow up with the leg in case the attacker moves away. I'm going to put this together in a combination, a shuffle wheel and a roundhouse kick combination, just to show you how these techniques work if you want to just apply the leg. Ray's going to demonstrate a back kick. This is a kick that's used basically in case a person may try and sneak up behind you. It's a very powerful kick. It uses the big muscles of the thigh called the quadricep muscles, and these muscles can be applied with a tremendous amount of power, even if it's a person that hits and knocks them back out of the back. As your opponent approaches, the kick just comes out. It's very non-telegraphic, so it can surprise your opponent, and your opponent can be very vulnerable to this type of strike. Now, if Ray's going to apply the same type of kick and want to add a little more torque to it, he can now add a spin to it. This is called a spinning back kick. Keep in mind that any one of these kicks can be applied in combination with another. A front kick, spinning back kick, a wheel kick, spinning back kick, or any variety of punches in combination. All right, just to quickly go through some hand techniques, I'm going to show you. Ray's going to demonstrate shuffle side kick. This is the workhorse of the martial arts system, or system. This is one of the most powerful kicks you can actually apply. Notice the Ray starts from the side position, so this leaves the body very, very defensive in terms of not having a lot of open space to hit. And you can use this for a long range. All right, just to quickly go through some hand techniques. In the karate techniques, martial art techniques rely on what we call reverse punch. Now, the reverse punch can be thrown to the solar plexus or to the jaw. We come around in a circle using a line going to the neck, or to the collarbone, or to the temple. All right, palm heel strike is taking the wrist and bending it, and coming straight into the nose or into the jaw. If we want to follow with a nice light movement into the eyes, we can follow through with the eye technique. If we're in close and first grabs, we can follow through with the elbows and any combinations in back of that. All right, so you notice that these movements are not hard to do. Basically, this system is based on natural movement. If a person throws a punch, we can just simply brush our hair and have the punch go by us. If someone comes up and grabs us, the simple movement of walking up the steps can be a knee strike into the groin. We don't have to practice for a tremendous amount of time, spending many, many years, to develop basic self-defense skills. What we're going to try to do now is put some of these movements together and show you some basic self-defense techniques. And then later on, we'll apply these with some board breakers to show you how they were used if they're actually used against inanimate objects such as the board, to show how much power is behind these techniques. All right, bear with us because I have it written down. I wanted to give you guys some techniques, so I'll set it up so you know how it works. This first setup will be Ray working a technique against the two-hand push in the front. I'm going to grab from behind in a two-hand wrist grab, and then Bob's going to come after him from another angle. We're going to first show you this technique slowly so you can understand what it looks like, and then we'll do a little bit faster. Now, needless to say, we're not going to do these techniques full power with contact because we all want to train next week too. All right, Rick's going to come in with a two-hand push. Ray's just going to step back and swipe the arms down. The chop's going to go into the neck, and then he's going to follow through with a knife edge kick to the solar plexus or to the stomach. Now, keep in mind that all these techniques, we can alter the target, alter the amount of power, change a lot of different things around to be used in different situations, wherever they call for. Not all martial art techniques are not designed to hurt people. They're designed to deal with the situation. So we also will do things later on. So if a person comes up and they grab you, you don't actually have to do anything really hard to, except maybe put them in a wrist lock or something like that. Apply something which doesn't really do maximum damage. These are type of techniques right now, just to demonstrate the movements to you. Okay? This will be a little bit faster. Right? You're going to go a little fast. Let's do one more time on the slow. First one on the ground, whipping them down, forward, all right, this next technique will be done on the right side. This next technique is a knife attack. When you train with knives, it's generally best to use a rubber knife, then go to a wooden knife, and then to a real knife. In demonstrations, we use a rubber knife because we find that when you work with a real knife, even if you drop it, you go right through your toes, or you can inadvertently cut somebody in the carotid artery and bleed to death. So we try and work with these type of techniques in demos, or if they fly out of somebody's hand. You guys don't want to be wearing a knife for the next week or so, do you? Actually, we're going to use this type of knife to show you. This next technique is off the overhead knife attack, and then Ray's going to do a technique against knife attack, and then two-hand choke from behind. We'll do it slow. I'm going to come in with an overhead knife attack. Ray's going to simply deflect the knife, follow him through into the groin. That can hurt. And then he's going to follow through, taking Rich out of the way. You notice what he's trying to do is not really disarm the knife attacker. This is a life and death situation. All he's simply doing is taking the power that the attacker uses and then redirecting that power right back at the attacker. I'm going to do it slow once more. These are techniques which anyone can do, they're not really too hard. All right, this one's off a right punch and a Rich going to attack Ray with a punch. Ray, let's make, because it's a two-man attack, what we're going to find is we have to reposition ourselves. So what Ray's going to do is going to move away from the second attack and do this slow. As the punch comes in, Ray's going to block it, change positions to throws an elbow strike, attack again, deflecting or checking the arm and making sure the attacker doesn't come back with a shot. Then he's going to whip around, striking in the head. As the second attacker comes, he's well prepared to deal with that next movement, or next attack. Let's go down a little faster. Okay, a little slower. Once again, these movements are in combination with each other, but they're very easy to do if you just were simply to use one or two movements by yourself. All right, next technique is